Hi computer scientists, Mr. Stafford here, and today I wanted to show you Unit 4, Lesson 7, providing an alternate path of execution. The first level says import Painter Plus from your backpack. So we go to Backpack, import Painter Plus. And it says navigate the painter through the neighborhood to reach the traffic cone. Initialize a painter object at 015 facing east with 50 units of paint. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit and say painter plus Medina is equal to a new painter plus 015 facing east with 50 units of paint. Next it says create a string array with 2 paint colors. So I'm going to say string array paint is going to be equal to, and I'm going to do blue and orange. Okay, it says while the painter can move, okay, so I'm going to need a while loop, so while Medina dot can move, it says if the painter is facing east, draw a full line using the first color in your array to paint, then turn left. Okay, so if the painter is facing east, so if Medina dot, and then I need to look up Painter Plus, and maybe it's in Painter. I'm going to say is, no, it's facing east. That's what it is. Okay, Medina dot facing east. And then it says draw a full line using the first color in your array. So that's going to be in Painter Plus, and it should be a method where it says paint full line. That's what it is. Okay, paint full line. So I'm going to copy that. So Medina dot paint full line, and I need to talk to my paint string array. So I'm going to say paint at index 0. So using the first color in your array, and then it says otherwise draw a full line using the second color. Oh, and then I need to turn left, so I'm going to say Medina dot turn left. Okay, and then otherwise, that's my else statement. It says otherwise draw a full line using the second color, so Medina dot paint full line and paint with index 1 using the second color in your array to paint and then turn right. Okay, so I'm going to say Medina dot turn right. And this is the image that we should have at the very end, and I'm going to run this, make sure that it's similar to what we've got, only I'm using blue and orange, and that looks just about right. Okay, we'll hit finish. The next level asks me to import Painter Plus from my backpack again, so I gotta find Painter Plus. And it says, navigate the painter through the neighborhood, initialize a Painter Plus object at 019 facing north with 200 units of paint. So I'm going to say Painter Plus James is going to be equal to a new Painter Plus at 019 facing north with 200 units of paint. Okay, and then it's asking me to create a string array with at least 4 paint colors. So I'm going to make a string array call it paint. Oops. Don't forget your hard brackets, open and closed. String array paint is going to be equal to, and I'm going to fill it with green and yellow, blue, and orange. And it says while the painter is facing north. So I'm going to say while James dot facing north, we need to use math.random to generate a random number between 0 and the number of paint colors. Okay, oops. My while loop needs to have open curly braces. So, generate a random number. So I want to store this number in a variable. So I'm going to say int, and this is going to be index. I'm going to call it rand index though, because that's what it's going to represent. It's going to be equal to, cast it as an int, because math.random returns a boolean, or sorry, a double, math.random. And then I'm going to multiply this by paint.length. Okay. And then it's asking me to use an if-else statement to navigate and paint using randomly chosen colors from the array. So what it's looking like I'm trying to do is navigate from just to the left of the cone and painting this left-hand side. So every time I move, what I'm wanting to do, okay, is I'm facing north right now, and so I want to paint a full line. So I'm going to say James.paint full line, and I'm going to make sure, I know I used it last time, but I've forgotten already. Paint full line, it is paint full line. And then I want to use that random index, rand index, from my paint array while he's painting. Okay? And then what he should do is turn right, so he's going to hit the wall, so he's going to paint a full line. He's going to stop here. Actually, what I want to do is ask if James.can move. That's what I'll do. Okay, if he can move, I'm going to have him paint a line. So, paint that full line. Else, what I want to do is I'm going to have James turn right, move, so James.turn right, James.move, and he'll be facing right but standing here, and then I want James to turn left, and then James.turn left. Okay, let's run this and see what it looks like and see if we need to fix anything. And there we go. James is at the end facing that direction, and I've got orange, green, and blue. I don't think I ever saw yellow come up. I want to run this again, see if there's a yellow. Very good. And then I've got, looks like 3 straight yellows in a row. But we know that the random is working because it's a different, it was different than the pattern from last time, and you can run it a couple of different times just to see different patterns. Okay, go ahead and click finish, move on to the next level. I'm going to fast forward to level number 4, where we're working with our balloons game, and it says to check whether the player's selection is a valid move, write the isValidMove method in Pop Balloons game. So I'm going to go Pop Balloons game, flow down, to is valid move. Okay, so I found is valid move. And it says declare and initialize a Boolean variable to track whether the selection is valid. Okay, so I'm going to say Boolean is valid. And right now I'm going to initialize it to be false. Okay, so declare and initialize a Boolean variable to track whether the selection is valid. And then it says if the selected balloon value is greater than the total role value, use GameDisplay.update message to inform the user this message. Okay, so this is my next comment. Check whether the balloon value is greater than the total role. So I'm going to say if balloon value, which is the parameter getting fed to this method, and I want to check to see if it's greater than the total role. And total role is an instance variable that we have in this class. Then I need to use the GameDisplay.update message to update them with this message. That doesn't add up to whatever the total role is, so we let our player know. And then it says otherwise, so this is my else, meaning that the balloon value is either less than or equal to my total role. Otherwise, update total role to the value after subtracting the selected balloon value from the total role and set the Boolean variable to true. Okay, let's go back over that. Otherwise, update total role value. So I'm going to say total role is going to be equal to now subtracting the selected balloon value from total role. So total role minus balloon value. And I need to set the Boolean variable to true, and my Boolean variable was is valid. Set that equal to true now. Okay. And then return the Boolean variable. Currently it's just returning false, but I need to return is valid. I'm going to run this, see if I have any errors, if I misspelled anything. Okay, we'll roll. Pop balloons to total 9. I'm going to say 10. Roll that. Say 5. And I'm going to do 9. Okay, so we see right now that I have written this method is valid move, but I have not called it anywhere yet. Okay, so that's going to be hopefully on the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and click finish because I've finished with the instructions over here. It says let's update balloon.java to check if the click is a valid move before popping it. Okay, so here's what we're going to call it. So it says modify the onClick method in balloon.java. So I've already navigated to balloon.java. I'm looking at the onClick method. And it says use popBalloonsGame.isValidMove, which is the method we just wrote, and the balloons get value method to check if the click is valid move. Okay. So it says use, here's what I need to do. If true, set popped to true and call the pop balloons game pop balloon and pop balloons game dot calculate score method. Okay, so I'm going to say pop balloons game dot is valid move. Oh, I see what we're supposed to do. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do with this if statement. It says set pop to true, which I've done here, call the pop balloons game pop balloon, which I've already done here using this .get value, which is what it's asking me to do here, and pop balloons game .calculate score. Got it. Okay, so this needs to be an if statement because on click I only want to pop the balloon if it's a valid move. Okay, so I'm going to cut that and I'm going to say if. Okay, and that's why it's telling me to do the if statement here. If pop balloons game is valid move, and I need to use the this get value because I need to check the value of the balloon that I'm popping. Open up the curly braces, make sure that your curly braces are good, meaning I've got an open one and a closed one. Everything in the if statement is nested. Okay, pop balloons game is valid move, this get value, and call the pop balloons game pop balloon, which I did here, and pop balloons game calculate score. Okay, let's run it, make sure I don't have any errors. Roll this, so pop total balloons to total 8, so I'm going to try 10, and it says that doesn't add up to 8. That's good. Okay, I'm going to try 9, still doesn't add up to 8. I'm going to click 8, and then it works. So that's a quick check to see if we've done it correctly, because if it is a valid move, I should be able to pop the balloon, and if it's not, then I can't. And that's it for lesson 7.